Good afternoon. My name is Ava Su. I'm your local producer, and today this episode of OOCIDJ Occasional Open Contact Improvisation Dance Jam I'm doing today is called Too Hot to Title, because that's what it is. So that's the title, Too Hot to Title. And first we'll show our ancestor for all Final Cut, for everything, for all Mac, Apple, all that. Mr. Steve Jobs, yes. And many talented thousands of people that are working for Apple, for Mac, and all those Chinese people working so hard to get the parts for that. Yeah, think about that, you all. Every time you work, remember to thank them. These are, I'll read a little bit about this, okay? This is what Mr. Steve Jobs did. He was born 1955, February 24th, Pisces. 1972, takes a job as a technician at Atari, the first video game company, that's Atari. 1976, Apple Computer was founded. He founded it. 1984 introduces Macintosh. The Mac came to 1984. 85 leaves Apple and purchases Pixar, which is animation, I think. Yep. Okay, 96 returns to Apple as CEO, and 2000 becomes permanent CEO of Apple until he died, which was just last year, October 5th. October 5th, 2011, Steve Jobs passed, unfortunately. But his stuff's still with us, so he hasn't really passed, has he? I feel he's God's right-hand man for helping us to advance so much with communications, with entertainment, with culture. Oh, we are very fortunate. And all those people, of course, you know, but the genius of him seeing this thing going forward, so forth. And Final Cut, well, Water Dragon Shui Long, which is this year. In fact, it's more than this year. It's this cycle. The Chinese people have cycles. 60 years is the grand cycle. There are 12 animals. I don't know what year they began doing this, but anyway, we've got 12 animals, right? And 6 elements, is that right? 4 elements. 4 elements? 4 elements. 5 elements. 5 elements. 金木水火土 metal, wood, water, fire, earth. 金木水火土 yeah, that's how I remember it. So 5 times 12 is what? Anybody knows? 60. Every 60 we have a complete cycle. See, because you have 5 animals and 12 elements, and their combinations will change. And every 60 years they return to the same as before, okay? So I'm showing you a few frames of, today we're going to showcase. I've been working very hard the last, I'd say, over a month on Miss Cara Graninger, who is Miss CI Detroit. We've got that already on, except now I've gotten even more of it, really nice. And I want to showcase that, her and her moves, her beautiful, exquisite dance movements, and how she's mastered that whole thing. And this is how this is her body. This is not a whole person photo, just part of it. And then you see her going forward, raising her arms, but at this point is the leg raised. And then you see the arm raised. Notice how the arm, yeah? Nice, huh? This is only a couple frames that I'm showing you. And then she's spreading out her arms to go forward. And then next frame is my favorite frame. Do I have this correctly put? Yes. This is my favorite frame, this one. See how she has this? I believe this is my favorite frame. Yeah. It's beautiful, yeah? The gesture is really nice. I like that. Or maybe that one even. See, it's towards that, but not quite. Okay, but that one. See how that goes up and then goes forward. It's really beautiful. That, yep. It's very nice position, nice pose, very beautiful. I am very grateful for her presence. Well, I'm not going to go through this stuff. You're supposed to look at her footage, right? While I dance. Yeah, I'll dance a little bit, but you can look at her footage now if you like. Please show her. I'm going to have her show it twice. First time I'm dancing a little bit. Then next time, I don't have to dance, right? Not necessarily, right? Just do a little bit.
Hello, Ava Su. It is so good to hear from you. Sorry it took so long to reply. Chelsea and I just got done trekking through Gangatori National Park, which means Valley of the Flowers in the southern Himalayas. It was magnificent. I also must agree with you on the joy and connection to Mother Earth I feel when composting and understanding ecological cycles. In fact, we just got off a farm that understood the process better than anyone I have ever known. They raise cows, goats, turkeys, chickens, tilapia, and grow a wide range of fruiting trees, but the interesting part is how they do it. In understanding the cycle of Mother Nature, the cows eat the tougher grasses, such as the switchgrass, and deposit manure onto the soil. The manure composts rapidly and creates microbial activity, increasing fruit yield. Some of the fruit is harvested and some is fed to the rabbits. The rabbit manure is especially nutritious and is choice meal for the tilapia, so the rabbit cages are simply built on top of the fish tanks and the fish grow rapidly. Furthermore, since the cow manure increases microbial yield, it also increases grub count on the topsoil, which aerates the soil and provides a delicious treat for the roaming turkeys and chickens who keep them under control. Mother Nature can be very daunting if you try to sanitize it, but very sustaining if you just know how to nurture it. I am glad to hear that you are gaining so much pleasure from composting, and it is great to hear that you are doing well. Cheers, Patrick. P.S. I attached a picture of myself working on the farm with Ayesh, which is my host family's 2-year-old daughter in Sargor, Karnataka, if you are interested. Best taste of summer for a summer hair. The whole of nature you heard singing in chorus. Though many annoying things in summer cause me to say I hate summer, this is not an apology at all. Rather, it's a report of the best taste of summer Ava Su has personally experienced here in Iowa, this being the 15th summer she's lived here. As we go deeper into global warming, the extremes are occurring more as warned, and we suffer the result of overly quick technological advancement that's running the natural environment and putting all life's future at risk. Humans not respecting Mother Nature enough and going by her pace. It's been a hot day, 88 to 93 degrees Fahrenheit, no rain in sight, just heat. Yuck. Must say as well as think I hate summer a whole lot of times, and all formally. But that won't be helpful. I must recycle and compost as much as possible. I am a vegetarian and I've been one for years, decades, for 44 years. Okay, to the bones and guts. 5:40 p.m., the Bionic Bus gave me a reserved ride from CRWC, which is the Campus Recreation and Wellness Center, to the co-op, the new Pioneer Food Co-op, Iowa City. I went there on this only day of symmetry in July to check out whether there's anything good for my tummy. First, the sample stand in the produce section on the left where one enters the co-op caught my attention. Abundant red seedless grapes, organic, were hastily popped in my mouth. They were juicy and sweet, but I was not impressed. No, they were not the heaven's best product of Mexico, so I went on and looked to the plums. My recent memory of a superbly sweet and ripe organic plum less than 2 weeks ago gave me incentive to seek for the same. Retrieving a plastic bag, soon I had in it 3 real ripe black plums and 3 not-so-ripe ones. Their price being $2.99 a pound, it was a sweet deal. I couldn't wait for the 3 overripe sweet as dessert. Minnie's a real deal today at the co-op. 2-pint ventilated container, 8 ounces by the way, organic strawberries was another real deal. Also at $2.99 a box. Checking out the deli counter, I was preferred to taste the tahini mushroom tetrazzini. That was real yummy, both in fragrance and in taste. I love sesame tahini and I love mushrooms. Perfect. As I quickly inhaled the sample, I requested a small box from Madison instantly. She filled a small box worth 3 meals for me. It was 0.57 pounds at $5.99 a pound, arriving at $3.41 total. Being that I'm blind, disabled, and senior, I get a small 10% off now. Used to be 20 to 30%. The good old days are no more. But today I count my blessings. 3 meals at $1.12 a piece. It's a superb deal. I love the co-op. Wanting another form of starch than rice, the cooking of rice generates much heat indoors. I opted for corn tortillas, organic and large. I hadn't had corn tortillas for years. Well, now's the time. Glancing on the shelf where the nut butters were, I located sunflower seed nut butter, and at only $4.99 per pound per jar, since my old jar of sunflower seeds nut butter had been about to expire for many months now. This was the perfect time to get another jar, and I did, and such a buy. Having completed all transactions and paid, I began to wait for my ride, the Bionic Bus, which was to come in 15 to 20 minutes. I then tried out those overly ripe sweet organic black plums, and as I tried pulling off the label from the first one, the sweet plum juice came oozing out, and I nearly didn't have enough time to catch it all. I almost drowned in the sweet juice, and must be ready for the second and the third one now. More poised, I was able to swiftly suck down the sweet ripened organic black plum, and the second one. Such superb fullness, best taste of summer. It's almost worth all the heat and bugs that one blind and disabled person must suffer for the hottest and longest summer days. This one? Please, does any one of you know someone who or a group who does research on this or related topic that would like to have some real-life data on it? Talking with my Cease driver, realizing that she's fortunate to have 2 identical twin daughters, and she's sharing some info on them with me, even showing me their photos, and she mentioned that the mail carrier had said that there were 8 pairs of twins along that same rural route where she lived and had her twins. She thought it had to do with the water they drank, but no one wanted to hear her story. Since her daughters are teens now and they were born in the late 1990s, I believe there's some interest these days on this kind of control on human reproduction. Eugenics, I believe. By the way, these twins are both highly intelligent and talented, though not in the same way. This woman is Spacey Tracy, my seat's driver. I've no complete contact info on her, but the interested party can certainly get in touch with her through seats. Blessed be.